The morning rush at Benson's Café was always loud. The smell of coffee, the clinking of spoons, the chatter of people starting their day. But that morning, no one noticed the young waitress moving quietly between tables, carrying trays heavier than her tired hands could manage. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Your support helps us share more stories that touch the heart. Her name was Emily Parker. She was 22, gentle eyes, a shy smile. To most people, she was invisible, just another waitress in a crowded diner. But behind that soft smile was a heart that carried more weight than anyone could see. Emily had started working at Benson's after her mother fell ill. Every morning, she woke before sunrise, walked 2 miles to the cafe, and worked double shifts to afford her mom's medicine. She never complained, not once, but every day. She felt herself fading, a little more invisible in a world too busy to say thank you. "Excuse me. I've been waiting for my coffee for 10 minutes. The voice came from a man in a business suit, tapping his watch impatiently. "I'm so sorry, sir," Emily said softly, rushing to refill his cup. He didn't even look up, just sighed, muttered something, and went back to scrolling through his phone. At another table, a young couple laughed. Ignoring the plate, Emily sat down. "This isn't what I ordered," the woman snapped. "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll fix that right away." Back in the kitchen, the cook frowned. "Emily, you mixed up the orders again." Her cheeks flushed. I'm sorry, it won't happen again." Behind her, another waiter whispered, "She's too slow. Always messing up." Emily pretended not to hear, but inside, her heart sank. By 9 a.m., the cafe was packed. Everyone had somewhere to be, something to prove, someone to impress, but not Emily. For her, this was it. The same tables, the same faces, the same tired feeling. Then the bell above the door jingled, and an old man walked in. He wore a faded coat, shoes too big, and a wool cap pulled low. His face was lined with age, but his eyes, they held kindness. "Good morning," he said softly. No one replied. He stood there, unsure where to sit, until Emily noticed. She hurried over. "Good morning, sir. Table for one?" "Yes, please," he said, smiling warmly. She led him to the corner booth by the window, the one most people avoided because of the draft, but the old man didn't mind. He looked out at the falling leaves and smiled. "Would you like some coffee to start?" Emily asked. "That would be lovely," he replied. "And maybe whatever breakfast special you have today." She smiled. "Of course." He glanced at her name tag. "Emily," he read aloud. "That's a good name. My wife's name was Emily too." Her eyes lit up. "Really?" He nodded. "She passed away 2 years ago. But your smile, it reminds me of her." For the first time that morning, Emily felt seen. When she brought his coffee, another customer waved her over. "Miss, I asked for extra cream. Do you even listen?" "I'm sorry, sir," she said, hurrying back. The man muttered, "You people don't care about service anymore?" The old man frowned. He watched Emily moving between tables, ignored, scolded, and yet always smiling. He noticed how she never stopped being kind, even when no one noticed. When she returned with his plate, a simple breakfast of eggs and toast, he said gently, "Thank you, Emily. It looks wonderful." She blinked, almost in disbelief. "You're very welcome, sir." Then softly added, "You're the first person today who said that." He smiled. Sometimes people forget that kindness costs nothing. By noon, the cafe was chaos. The manager barked orders, customers complained, and stress filled the air. Emily accidentally spilled a bit of juice. The office workers she served laughed. "Watch where you're going." One snapped. "I'm so sorry," she said quickly. "Do you even know what you're doing?" Another mocked. The old man's fists clenched. But Emily just smiled, wiped the table, and went back to work. In the kitchen. She leaned against the wall, whispering, "You can do this, Emily. Just a few more hours." For Mom. When the old man finished his meal, he saw her glance at the clock, counting the hours till she could leave. She brought his bill. "Thank you, sir. I hope you enjoyed everything." He smiled. Everything was perfect. He opened his worn wallet, paid for the meal, and left something under his coffee cup before standing up. "Take care of yourself." "Dear," he said kindly. "You too," she replied, wiping the table. He walked out quietly, leaning on his cane. No one noticed him leave until Emily lifted the cup and froze. Underneath it was a $500 tip and a folded note that her hands trembled as she read. "Dear Emily, I saw how hard you worked today. I saw how no one thanked you, how they treated you like you didn't exist, but you remind me of someone I once loved, my wife. Emily, she worked in a diner too. She was kind, just like you. I lost her 2 years ago. And since then, I've been eating alone. But today, I didn't feel lonely. Thank you for reminding me what kindness looks like. Please use this to take care of your mom, Arthur." Tears filled her eyes. She ran outside, scanning the street, but the old man was already gone. All she saw was his coat, swaying gently in the wind as he turned the corner. When she came back in, the manager noticed the money. "Where'd you get that?" he asked. "A customer left it," she whispered. "For me." The cafe fell silent. Even the rude businessman looked up. "For you?" "Why?" She showed them the note. People gathered around to read it. No one spoke for a long moment. Then someone said quietly, "I never even thanked her for refilling my coffee." Another added, "She's always so polite." I didn't realize what she was going through. The manager cleared his throat. "Emily, I think I owe you an apology. You're one of the hardest workers here. Starting tomorrow, you're getting a raise." Emily gasped. "Sir, that's thank you?" He nodded. "And take the rest of the day off. You've earned it." The customers clapped softly. A few even apologized for how they treated her. For the first time in a long while, Emily didn't feel invisible. That evening, Emily walked into the hospital room carrying flowers. Her mom looked up with a tired but happy smile. "How was work today, sweetheart?" Emily sat beside her, holding her hand. "Something wonderful happened, Mom. An old man left me a note, and enough money to cover your medicine for months." Her mom's eyes filled with tears. "Oh, Emily, I told you, kindness always comes back." Emily smiled. "It really does, Mom." She looked out the window and whispered, "Thank you, Arthur." Wherever you are. A year later, Benson's Café looked different. Near the counter hung a framed note, the same one Arthur had written. Above it read, "In memory of Arthur, the man who reminded us to be kind." Emily was now assistant manager. She'd started a project called Coffee for Kindness, where customers could pay ahead for someone who couldn't afford a meal. And every morning, she placed a cup of coffee at the corner table, Arthur's old seat. Sometimes she swore she could still feel his presence there, that quiet warmth, that reminder that no one is truly invisible. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to share, and subscribe to Kindness Untold Story, because kindness doesn't need an audience, it only needs a heart. And sometimes, one simple act can change an entire world. Tell us in the comments, have you ever met someone who changed your day with a small act of kindness? Your story might inspire someone else to smile and make a difference.